there were times where we said, are we only mates because we're seeing each other as a band? And that wouldn't work. So we kind of had this time where we said, you know what, we're getting too stressed out. We're not actually making things that we like to make. So let's just take some time off. And then we all kind of did our own thing. We all kind of were able to develop individually. I mean, I know Barry filled in on one of his friends' bands. You were playing bass for someone. I can't remember which band it is. Sorry, Barry. But we all kind of like.
I can't remember.
but it gave us that opportunity then to step away, and then as the years went on, we said, because it was a good 2.5-3 years, I'd say, and we did meet up for a jam every now and then eventually we were like, do you know what, we do belong on the stage. We are good friends. Like, we are each other's avenue, and we know we can all make some great music.
And so they have some really fantastic tunes on that EP. I had a listen today, and it's just astounding the variety of sounds within 4 songs. And I'm going to be chatting to them about that, about the variation and their own inspirations as well. So please welcome, we've got Conor Byrne, we got Conor Burkett, we got Paul Downey, and we've got... let me see, who else do we have? Thanks for not picking your own name, more up to mine now. I lost somebody there.
Oh, shit.
What's the story?
Who do we have? Who else is it? Okay, we got everybody. What's the story, guys? How are yous?
Zach.
What's up? Very well.
Great to be back.
Yeah, it's good to see us. It's been, how long has it been? It's been like 9 months since we were all together.
Well, when did you start? We were episode 4 of your show. So yeah, it's been nearly a year. It's creeping close to a year at this stage.
Feels like about 2 months, but
yeah,
so long.
Isn't that weird? Actually, the way it does feel like that. It's very strange how time has been warping in different lengths. I didn't mean to say that. I did not mean to say that. No, I swear. I don't prepare anything, by the way, for these things. Well, I prepared your intro a little bit, but you know, I already know you.
We weren't even supposed to be on the show. We just dropped in.
It was more so my bio with you guys involved in it, because we've had some times together, which is quite nice in the outside world, beyond this 2D dimension where we're dwelling currently, which isn't necessarily the worst place to be, but because of course we still get to all connect together, and it's actually great that way. But yeah, no, it's good to have you all together. So how are you guys feeling? I mean, you've got an EP coming out on Friday. On Saturday, isn't it? You have it on Saturday. So usually bands do on Friday. You guys are doing it differently. You are throwing it out on a Saturday, which is great. Very old. Which there's nothing wrong with that. That's always great. But you also have an exclusive. Well, it's not exclusive. You're releasing your video this evening as well, which I haven't seen yet. Now I've listened to your EP, and I have to say it's fantastic. The video I haven't seen yet, so yeah, it is risky. You're right, it is.
We've already seen it.
You haven't seen it.
It's very explicit.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's after 7 p.m. and look, I don't get any money from YouTube anyway.
Yeah. You're just going to be blocked from YouTube from now on, though. That's the only thing.
Oh yeah, Jesus. No, do you know what? They only block you for copyright these days. You know, they don't care about anything else. But so tell us, how are you guys feeling overall? I guess Paul, we'll start with yourself, man. With all this stuff coming out all at once almost. How are you feeling, man?
stressed. It's a little stressed, a little nervous. You know, it's something that we've been sitting on for, like you said, just a bit over a year now at this stage, and it's nerve wracking because we just want people to hear it. We've wanted people to listen to it, and as you're sitting on it for so long, you always want to make little changes. And we did actually make very slight little changes. Just maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, just when we were able to go back into the studio, and we're just so anxious for everybody to finally hear it. You know what I mean, and get people's feedback on it, and this music video as well was just so fun to kind of experience. You know, we got an animator to do it, Daniel Gallegos. He's the guy who did it for us, and just seeing his little samples that he gave us going with our music and all, it was really cool just seeing the whole thing come to life. So it's been a stressful couple of weeks trying to get PR ourselves, you know, just pushing it as much as we can. But yeah, I'm delighted to be here. We're in the home stretch now, and everyone will be able to hear it all very soon.
Well, it's hard to hide that smile from your face, I'd say, Paul, because it's really good to see it as well. And you guys kind of, I can see that now. I can see Kieran taking a deep breath there. I can see Connor having a smile. And you guys maybe feel...
I was just impressed by Paul's rehearsal there. That was
well, do you know
flawlessly executed there.
Well, he's got a good mentor here. You know, what can I say? You know, you hang around with me long enough, you get some skills. What can I say? No, but I actually am seriously excited for you, and it took me a while, and I will be. I'm as honest as I can be. I'm always as honest as I think honesty is key. But I only got around to listening to your EP this morning. Isn't that crazy? This is how this is how selfish I am. But honestly speaking, I listened to it this morning, and I was actually very surprised at how well. First of all, how awesome it is, how it's basically like the best parts of you guys, what it felt like. Do you know what I mean? It was like you guys all shined individually in each song. There was like this really it was just the creme de la creme of Warped Minds is what I felt, you know what I mean? And maybe it's because I haven't heard many releases from you before. We had Pen to Paper, which was already this amazing release, you know, and I just love the variation of genres. Was it difficult to pick 4 songs? Did you have more songs outside of that? Was it like, were you struggling to fill it? Like, what was your kind of perspective with the EP, or was it like very calm, collectedly sort of organized? And I guess I'll ask yourself, Connor, Burkett.
Ooh, me, good. No, I mean, we did have a couple more songs. It wasn't, I mean, there was a couple that were difficult to condense down, maybe. I don't know, it's always a tough task to be cutting out like different things you've put time into create, and the different processes and time that have gone into, I don't know, I guess the love that you throw in there as well and mix it all together. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't too difficult. We had a good chunk of time trying to put all this together, really. So I guess within that time, we just kind of felt what really was right for the EP. And then it kind of just came natural after that. It wasn't too difficult.
Yeah.
By the end of that song.
It's so long ago as well. It's almost hard to believe that it's been over a year since we started recording, and it's taken us such a long time to get it out, and we're just kind of delighted now that we can get it out, get people listen to it, and kind of move on, and hopefully release some more stuff.
Yeah. No, that's one chapter sort of. Well, you're still within it. It hasn't closed yet. There's still a lot to kind of go, and there's a lot of post sort of promotion and sort of feedback and everything that you're gonna. It's just great the way you go. The process of releasing. There's a long before for you guys. It's quite a long pre-production and before. And you were saying you went back to it for a couple of months just as well, which I'm sure it's very difficult to go back to something after a while, or maybe it's, I don't know. It can vary, I suppose. But sometimes you could even go into it and go, actually, do you know what? I want to change the whole thing. So there's also that scary part, I guess, of like, let's hope nobody does that. So who decides who sings what? Is it the, and maybe I've asked you this before, is it the lyricist that sings, or do you guys write together lyrically and change things around? How does that creative process work? And Barry, I guess I'll get you in to start the conversation on that one.
I think it's normally just the lyricist. I know, like with Pen to Paper, me and Paul kind of worked on bits and pieces. So Paul took lead on one part, and then I sang the verses and chorus. Because I majority wrote the lyrics for that one, so I kind of just assumed that I'd be the one singing it. But yeah, I'd imagine it's just lyricist, because I know Moon is the song that Connor sings, and he wrote all the lyrics for that, and Paul sings the other two, and he wrote the lyrics for that. So Yeah, but like I don't think we're too strict on who sings the song. I think whoever feels comfortable singing it will have a go at it. And then obviously with Paul and Connor, they'll be throwing layers and layers and layers of harmonies on top of it. So they'll probably just want to take the song over for themselves. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a nice kind of democracy you seem to have in the band, which.
It's all up front, don't worry.
Yeah, well, I suspect so actually. Knowing Paul and and looking at Burkett's potential.
What?
I'm only messing. But I'm getting I love back to the EP, right? And I don't know how much we're supposed to divulge about it. Did you divulge the names of the EP you have in your press release? And are we allowed to
Yeah.
You've already named a few there, I suppose.
Yeah, go for it.
So, because I'm getting a huge amount of artist influences here, and don't kill me for saying this, but I just couldn't hold back because we're talking about every song is so different. You know, it's so varied, and because the lyricist is singing the song, and you've got a variety of lyrics, and then of singers and lyricists. I'm getting such a variation with different riffs, like coming from different bands. I'm getting like the vocal style or the backing vocals hinting with different bands. So I'm getting stuff like, I had to write this down: Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, Metallica, Muse, Franz Ferdinand, Blink-182, and Offspring in places. Isn't that mad? I don't even know. I don't like doing this to people, but I just wanted to say that this is because I literally just listened. I put my headphones on and I listened to it, and I listened to each song twice, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm hearing like the guys, like what they love, you know, what they've absorbed, and that's amazing. Did I name anything there that kind of relates to you guys, and does that resonate with any of yous?
I think most of them do, apart from Blink. I don't think any of them Blink.
Take that out.
I'll just
Play that list again there.
I'll just edit the video after release, and but
I mean, every band that you kind of named off there, like Barry was saying, most of them rings true. You know, you pretty much said like Foo Fighters, Red Hot Chili Peppers. A lot of them, they've been like our anchors growing up, and you know, when we have developed our musical skills, and you know, we're not blind to the fact that there's some obvious inspiration there. Do you know what I mean? So, but you know, I think you're right. Everything is kind of varied, and you do see like more, like for example, I know in Low Hanging Tree, the ending of it seems very kind of, to me, it sounds very Red Hot Chili Peppers-ish towards the end, where it gets onto a little, and everyone will hear this. I know it sounds weird because we're the only 5 that really listen to the whole thing. But yeah, there definitely is. Whoever the lyricist is, you definitely hear more of their own inspirations. And that's kind of up to each listener to kind of pick them out and see who listens to what more.
I don't think that
It's
like
You made a competition there, Paul, did you?
Yes.
no one really like we don't say, oh, that kind of sounds like this or whatever. It kind of comes naturally, and whatever we like, we just go with.
Yeah, I love it, and you know, it's probably not right for me to say it like that. So you know, I hope I didn't offend you in any way. It's just something that really jumped out for me. Do you know what I mean? And it almost made me get to know yous as individuals, whereas you don't usually get that. And I thought that's why the main reason I suppose I mentioned it was because I did get to know sort of whose tastes are more is in what bands yous are more interested in as an individual, because I know that, you know, Connor's singing this song, and or Paul is, or Kieran is, so I can tell, oh, is that relevant to the actual vocalist? Sometimes maybe it's not, because maybe the lyrics that you wrote, Berka, is the riff is then inspired by Paul then, so it's actually all a mishmash, I suppose, in that way, which is
Big
awesome.
pot,
yeah, which is great. I love that, you know, and I find that very unique actually in a way, and it's great the way he's approached that. I really like that. Guys, it's 7:30. We're 2 minutes late since the thing. Shall we kick in to pen to paper, and then we'll bring you back in for another bit of a chit chat, and get to know you a little bit more as well. So let me just
Hope the link works.
Yeah, no, it does actually. No, it's great. It actually works perfect. Yeah, just have to
Wonderful.
Just have to fit this.
Enjoy,
in.
everybody. I hope you all have fun with this as much as we did.
Yeah. Oh, guys, I'm actually so excited now. It's so weird. All right, so we got 1080p. We're gonna roll it in the best quality we can. And the comment section's going wild, by the way. Just to let you know. Yeah, we got Shauna Quinn giving you a lot of love. She's very, very excited. We got Kenneth Burkett. Good luck, Connor, and Warped Minds. We got Karen Downey. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. So proud. Can't wait to hear the EP from K&D. And Claire Claire Nolan with a big whoop. And we got Bean Walrus with Here We Go.
There we go. Bean Walrus is the guy who made the music video. So Danielle, thank you for being here. And we can't wait for everyone to
He's
see
probably
you.
more nervous than we are.
Yeah.
Well, let's just kick it in then. Let's kick in with it. Let's go.
Cheers.
Flashing lights go by my eyes. Down the road, no end in sight. Sitting maybe too relaxed. Music's gone, and now we're back. I don't wanna get out, comfortable inside, for just a few more miles. Standing in the shadow of a tough hill to climb. Get these thoughts out from my head, turning molehills into mountains. I will exercise my right
That was absolutely fantastic. Wow, that was just such a fantastic video, guys. And you are back in the studio with me. How do you feel now? That's officially out.
See that?
That's great.
So happy.
Only the second or third time I've heard it as well.
You've heard it.
Seen it.
I was thinking, it's the second time you've heard the song. The third
Great
time.
song. It's a great song.
well, you're playing it.
Whoever did it.
Yeah.
Whoever made that song. Very, very.
The drummer's fantastic, guys.
And I have to say, do we call you Burnsy, or how do you prefer to be called, Connor?
I don't, anything.
Anything. Okay, it's a lot of options. Anything. Okay, so anything.
I've heard it all.
You've heard it all.
Connor's normally Burkett, so I'm normally Connor.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's how it works.
sense.
Okay, so because your drums, I have to say, very, very great, very amazing for that EP, and quite varied as well, of course, with all the songs. And I have to say, Moon, fantastic drumming. Definitely my favorite as a funk drummer myself. Loving those little finesse bits you do, like the hi-hats, and the beats were really fun sounding. So just wanted to give you a shout since you're there. Commented there, man. It's brilliant. So just back to the video though. Bean Walrus was the creator of that video. So tell us a little bit about the process. Actually, did you guys get suggested to go that direction with the cartoon drawings, or where did that idea come about?
It's all right. It's a fairly long story. I will cram this down.
Well, that's why you're the last guest, so it's no rush.
I'll cram this down for as much.
I'll just open up my non-alco hino here and let's get cracking.
Go for it. So Barry was speaking to a very famous musical friend of his, who I'll let him decide if he wants to say that or not. And he was explaining.
Who is it? How many messing?
Who is it?
Continue.
Oh, it's Bono.
Bono's not famous.
But he said, Barry told this person, we're going to release this EP, and the gentleman said, you know what, to build up the best buzz, have a music video come out the week before for Pen to Paper. So obviously with lockdown, we couldn't get together, we couldn't make an actual music video. So we said, why not get something animated? So we were just thinking, who do we know that possibly could animate something? And we honestly, we don't know anybody personally, or at least not off the top of our heads anyway. So I remembered years ago, maybe about close to 10 years ago now, that's probably an exaggeration, but a while ago, I used to watch a movie podcast called Pretty Much It. And there were just these three guys talking about movies, and it was great fun. It was really, really cool. I listened to it every week. And this one guy called Bean Walrus comes in and makes a 1-minute animation of some of their sketches, just completely because he wanted to. And I remember they published it, and I watched it, and I said, that's mad. And as the years went on, and this podcast, evolved into different things, and different YouTube channels stemmed from it, he still animated a little bit here and there. And when we were thinking about making an animated video, I said, geez, I wonder if he's still animating, and if I could even get in touch with him. So I tried to track him down online, and to my luck, I found him, and super nice guy. Danielle, it's so happy to have you in the live chat, by the way. Super nice guy. I set up a call with him. He's now an editor for one of YouTube's big. I didn't notice, but he's an editor for one of YouTube's largest gaming channels called GameRanks. They've got like 6.5 million subscribers, so he's got a great job. And he just graduated from film school. And we said, man, we'd be honored if you made this music video for us. And he said, yeah. So we had a call, and the four of us know nothing about, animation or making film or anything like that. So we just said, look, there's the music, there's the lyrics, there's everything. Here's what it's about. You go ahead and make your piece of art. And he did, and we love it, and we're so happy that we hired him to do it, because honestly, I can see the love that he put into it, you know what I mean? And I can just tell that he's proud of it himself, and honestly, we're so happy that he did it.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, and it's unbelievable that you remembered that person and went back after so many years, and it's just great. It's just great that you took that approach as well, instead of like the easy one or however, where I'll just hop on Fiverr, and just you actually we're working with someone that's truly close to your own memories or close to your heart in that way. So that's really awesome, and you can see the effort put into that video as well. So it really,
I think it comes across really, really fun as well. Like we're not taking ourselves too seriously. and I think it comes across that way, as well as it being like, I think it's really well done, and it captures kind of the essence of the four of us.
I guess that's within the song as well, right? Your song is quite lighthearted in that kind of way too. It's not very serious in that way lyrically, so it does really complement the song as well lyrically too, I have to say. And you're getting a lot of love in the chat as well. Paul Archbold, my 2-year-old son is loving this, lads. You have Toby's approval. Bean Walrus,
Toby.
yeah,
That's most important.
yeah, that's it. Well, if a 2-year-old can like your music, you're pretty much sold. Because they're very, the younger you are, the more honest you are. So yeah, you are definitely getting some great compliments. So Bean Walrus, a fantastic song, guys. Brendan Berry, very good, lads. The bass was very good in this song.
Thanks, bro.
Killian, deadly, lads. Bren, good stuff, lads. Viking Promotions, loved it, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. Kenneth Burkett, absolutely class. Moni Murray, class song. Congratulations, guys. And loads more. Wow, loads more. Vibe or nothing. Good stuff, lads, from Paul's cousin Sam. So you're getting so much love. Yeah.
I think actually our old Irish teacher commented there.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Go on, Anya.
Anya. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've so much support, like, honestly, from all of our friends and family throughout the years, and it's honestly the fact that we're able to give them something back now in terms of now you can listen to our music is I'm really, really happy about that, and we really do feel the love and the support from everyone. So thank you all so much for helping us along our way.
Yeah, I suppose when you post as well, you post about stuff like this and posting songs, you don't know who's going to listen to it, so it's nice to see people in the chat there.
Yeah, I have to say we jumped up to we were at over 44. Now I've never had that many in the chat, so that's all your guys' support.
Breaking records.
So yeah, thank you for allowing me to break a record there. But
You get black.
yeah, I'll send you something in the mail. It might be delayed because I'm posting stuff. The problem, it might get lost as well. Brexit and all that. But no, it's amazing to see how much support you have, and it's and in the comments as well. So it's great to see feedback so quickly, isn't it? It's so nice to do these kind of live sort of things because. Yeah, you get feedback. Live is key. It really is, and we're missing it so much. And of course, you guys would have been probably gigging tonight, your music, promoting the release. And of course, we can't be doing that for a while. And one video that popped up right after that, and it's a shame I didn't turn that off. And I also put myself on the screen by accident in front of the video, which is such a shame to show my mug there. But of course, you just have the video as a standalone. You can always just chop me out. And but your garden gigs popped up actually. So are we expecting anything like that of that nature? Any kind of live stream gigs? I'm sure the guys in the chat would be excited. What do you think? A Warped Minds live stream gig? What do you guys think? Is that something in the pipeline?
Yeah, we were looking into it with the lads over in Tsunami to see if we get some sort, because they have their new place now, and it looks very aesthetic.
Yeah,
aesthetically pleasing
like that. So yeah, it's not off the cards anyway. So
yeah,
stay tuned.
Brilliant. Oh, that's nice. I like hearing stay tuned. And
That's a promise.
that's pressure. Yeah, that's pressure. And before the songs are released too, right? So
we'll get it done in 2 days.
People might not even like them.
yeah. Do you know what? But I love how 3 of the songs are plus 5 minutes, which is brilliant. I love that. There's no rule abiding, and I like artists like that. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be a sort of boxing of how things should be done, and it doesn't feel long for me. You know what I mean? It feels like the perfect length, and it gives you're giving your songs justice by giving them the according length. And that's what I feel when I listen to them. And when I listened to them this morning, I thoroughly just felt like a 3.5. It felt like a normal length song. It didn't feel like, I think one of them was like 6 minutes, isn't it? I can't remember which one now. Sorry for forgetting.
If that's Low Hanging Tree, then yeah, that's
and that's your last one, right? That's
the funny thing about Low Hanging Tree was we had 3 songs for this EP, and we said, listen, will we run into the studio, we'll do one more quick one. It's an acoustic one. It's actually like 2.5 minutes long. It's nothing. And then when we had scheduled to do that, then we just said, fuck it, let's just do like a massive outro that's like like twice the length of the actual song. So it was supposed to be a nice, tight, compact little outro of the EP. Ended up being the longest song we have. And you know yourself, it changes a good halfway through the song into almost a completely different piece of music. So
very
it's
unexpected.
funny how that happened.
Yeah, very unexpected. And it's nice to see that different side to you too, a bit of a softer side to Warped Minds. And what a way to close as well, especially with that unexpected change that we move into. And yeah, no, it's very very technically sound, like even as an instrumentation. But that goes for all of the songs, in fairness. So you can see how much like work was really put into these on a musicianship perspective and production as well, of course, with Tsunami Studios and Adam doing a bit of the production. You had another producer in there as well, let's not forget. We had somebody, was it a mixer
was
or
that the master?
masters? Okay, master.
Yeah, Sean as well, yeah.
Sean Adam.
But Fabian mastered as well in Frankfurt as well. He's a great master.
Brilliant. Yeah. No, it's such a nice package. So like, people are going to love this, and that's from my perspective. But I really truly believe that it's a very strong EP. So fair play to you. Is there any?
Fingers crossed.
Is there any songs like that? Do any of your individual influences ever, like, have they gotten in the way with songwriting? Was there a time like these? How is that creative process for you, I suppose? And maybe in reference, I guess, to the EP, obviously. Have there been any kind of pieces there you're just like, no, we can't put that in, or like, how does that, who makes those decisions, and how does that work? Because the songs are so long, there's so much in them, so I guess there's a lot of decision making to be made, right?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of inspirational stuff, or getting inspiration from others, for me anyways, it always seems to just kind of flow. I'm not sitting there thinking about, I'd love to write a riff like this or whatever. It's usually just what naturally kind of pours out. And then sometimes you do get that moment of, I don't know, that sounds a bit too much like this one band or this other band. And you go, let's change it up a bit or something like that. But generally, I don't know, generally it feels like it comes out sounding like us or, the individual. So it's not usually too much of a problem. And then in terms of the length of the songs and stuff, I mean, like even going in, doing Low Hanging Tree and it going on, or us coming up with this big outro, and it's always just kind of comes out of the fun of it.
That outro
feels
came
so
from
natural.
That outro came from like a jam, because I think we had like scheduled to go in and record Low Hanging Tree, and then we were jamming out of practice. And I think we just kicked off after, and then we were like, fuck, will we put that in?
Yeah, still good not
so
to.
like we're all jamming together on it, and so it was like a creative process between all four of us, and then we just stuck it in. So.
Yeah.
And then we said, let's get a drum solo in there. It's not going to fit, but it sounds great.
And it did sound great. It sounds fantastic, and I was like struck back by it as well, I have to say. So it really closed it. It really closed it off nicely, and
But a lot of the credit for as well, like as much as the drum part itself is really, really cool on its own, we listened to it, and when Adam was producing it, he actually got, now we initially thought it was a synth, and you'll hear it yourself, and if you listen closely, behind the little drum solo that Connor does, there's like this ambient sound that we thought was the synth, but Adam actually got the reverb from the acoustic guitar, isolated the reverb and just stretched that out, and it almost like built up into this shred of guitar that comes in after the drum solo. So it actually, even though the drum solo itself is awesome, this extra layer of ambience just kind of brought it to a swell. So it really was a collaborative process between the four of us and the production team as well.
Yeah, it is obviously a team of people that need to bring all this together, and it's amazing as well, because I was speaking to Joey there, the first guest, and he was mentioning he has a wonderful team of people close to him, and he's also very fortunate to have deserved, of course. He's been playing music for so long, to have a management and have a PR and have all this. But you guys, of course, are doing a lot of this yourselves. A lot of all the promotion essentially is yourselves, correct? Did you just get a PR in the end? I know you were looking for one. Did you you're able to sort that out. No, should that be a question off air?
I think we just left it too late. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
It was too late when we realized we needed it. So maybe upon our next release, we'll give more notice. We'll get one, ready.
Well, it doesn't seem like you need one. All the wonderful people in the chat here and everybody tuning in, and I guess it is trial and error too. Like, I'm not saying there's any error in this. It's just it takes. Like, for me, it takes a lot of experience, within myself to know sort of how to approach releasing music, and it's only really of last year that I personally only learned it, after how many years in the music industry, so that does take sometimes time to sort of say, oh, what, how should we approach it this time, and it may need to be calculated, but of course it's very tricky as well with lockdowns and stuff like that, isn't it, to sort of
it's a whole new world.
Yeah. It's kind of something
I really want to sing that. Yeah. Thank you for doing that. And
You're welcome. Yeah. No, it's hard. Like, you don't know, not doing it before, you don't really know what steps you do take forward and which ones are the right ones, and there's no clear set out plan. So you're kind of taking a little step forward and going, yeah, this feels like the right thing to be doing, or you might be missing out on something, but I guess you just build and you go on and keep releasing stuff and keep building,
Yeah, it's a shame that you guys, you got back in 2019, so you had your hiatuses in between then, and how I have to just commend you first of all on how you came back, and it was from my perspective a fucking bang, and that's an understatement. Like when I saw you in Sinead and how you performed and just the energy on stage, and it was a new Warped Minds, and I mentioned that in the introduction, you definitely came back different, so it was great. Sometimes breaks can be good for that, especially with a band that clearly all of yous know each other so long, and yous also contribute what seems quite equally. Do you know what I mean? So there's like this there needs to be perhaps that balance found between the four of you. Did you feel like there was imbalances? Was it band balance related? Do you reckon that you weren't able to sort of, or was it people were all over the world? Were you guys in different places in the world and couldn't pin down on the band before?
No, it was definitely. I think it was the hiatus was definitely kind of needed, I don't mind, like, we're not getting too personal about it, I suppose, but like there were times where we said, are we only mates because we're seeing each other as a band? And that wouldn't work. So we kind of had this time where we said, we're getting too stressed out. We're not actually making things that we like to make. So let's just take some time off. And then we all kind of did our own thing. We all kind of were able to develop individually. I mean, I know Barry filled in on one of his friends' bands. You were playing bass for someone. I can't remember which band it is. Sorry, Barry. But we all kind of like.
I can't remember.
but it gave us that opportunity then to step away, and then as the years went on, we said, because it was a good 2.5, 3 years, I'd say, and we did meet up for a jam every now and then. And then eventually we were like, you know what, we do belong on the stage. We are good friends. Like, we are each other's avenue, and we know we can all make some great music. And I have to give credit to Joe Byrne as well, Connor's dad, because we would rehearse and write music in that garage, in Joe Byrne's garage, every week since we were 16. Do you know what I mean? And I remember Connor Byrne. I actually specifically remember the moment when Connor Byrne texted into our WhatsApp group chat, and he said, my dad says we have something here and it would be a terrible shame to see it go to waste. Or I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it was something along those lines. And I don't know, for me, that was a real kick. And I was like, yeah, you know what, we need to get back together, and we're getting the band back together, guys.
Brilliant. And thank God you did, in that way. And I guess there was that natural progression as well to that, right? And then not too soon after, really, after you get the band together, you win the Bleeding Crystal Skull sessions, and then you end up recording an EP, which you don't see another year later, of course. So when I started the sort of question, I started with it's a shame, and I guess I didn't finish it because I wanted to first of all hear sort of your perspective on sort of before. But it's a shame, really, that you come back. But maybe it can be lots of things. I do look at the positive side of things, but that you didn't really get to experience too much of the gigging scene, as well as releasing your debut EP as well and things like that. But they all happen for a reason. They all happen in different ways, and it's amazing. You still have such strong support, so that's what matters the most. So guys, thanks so much for popping onto the show. Paul's going to be joining me anyway in a couple of minutes, I'd say, with his gaming corner. So I held off the gaming corner a little bit because I saw there was people waiting up, and I wanted to get to you guys very quickly because I had a feeling that you would bring in a good few peeps. So do you just want to close off with anything? Is there anything? Obviously, we know about the EP release. Is it Saturday? Is it midnight? Is it Friday midnight it gets released, or when does it go out on Spotify? Do you know? Paul's face.
Midday. It's midday on Saturday.
It's midday. Okay, that's interesting. And which distributor did you use?
DistroKid.
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah, I've used that one before. Yeah.
Why not?
Fantastic. It's handy, yeah. It's like 40 quid a year or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I have to pay mine. I didn't.
It's going up.
No, it's already a month late, and they keep emailing me saying your music's going to be taken down from Spotify. And I was like, I've only got one song up there, so whatever. I'll pay it this week. What's the rush? Like, they're not going to shut me off.
Down.
Yeah, like relax. Like it's one song. Chill. Feck's sake. But yeah, is there anything else you want to close off with individually?
No, just like to say thanks to everyone for tuning in. We really appreciate it, and everyone's sticking by us for so long, and it's not unnoticed. So, we love you guys. Thanks.
Ah, beautiful. Okay, lads. Well, listen, I love yous and leave yous. Best of luck on, well done on everything, first of all, that you've achieved. Well done on your patience, perseverance, and, that's a huge thing, you know what I mean? And your optimism as well, to go ahead and release something as well during lockdown. And that goes for so many musicians that have managed to do this. So fair play to you guys. Great video. Really, really enjoyed that. Really fitting. So you're working with really good people as well, and with Tsunami Studios, of course, being really great as well. And best of luck next Saturday, guys. I can't wait. I'll be there with you anyway, and we'll play a track as well next week at the Demars live show for that as well. So and I'm gonna pick which one I want out of the four. So maybe that'll be a hint, to say no, but they're all fantastic. So listen, guys, I'll take care, and I'll chat to you very soon. Best of luck.